Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing, Mike?
Doing good. How about you guys?
I'm doing good, but I'm this guy, not those guys. How are you guys doing?
How are you guys?
Comment below. Let us know. We are striving to go live once a day on our trip, and we're in Rawlings, Wyoming right now, making our trek back to my home in Southeast Idaho. And we wanted to talk just briefly about choosing principle over profit. Should we tell some jokes first? I got nothing other than right now my phone is connected to Mike's phone hotspot, and we do think that's kind of funny because we were going live on my phone and so my internet connection was weak, and Mike's like, do you want to connect to my hotspot? And I was like, that's so dumb that my phone is connecting to your phone hotspot. but that's how we're coming to you right now. So hey, bot Ricks, are you a bot? If you're a bot, comment below. I'm a bot. If you're not, then explain your brand, bot Rigs. I'm just giving you a hard time. I don't think you're a bot. But yeah, so our company, our vision is freedom through principle-centered leadership. And there have been times in our 6 years in business where we have had to make decisions on principle that seemed like our profitability was going to suffer through those decisions. And so we kind of had the choice of, do we do what we think is right and potentially lose money, or do we not do what we think is right? And I have a little mark on my steering wheel. Do we not do what is right and do and receive the profitability in the short term? And how have we done so far on all those decisions?
I think we've done pretty good.
Am I lying? Have we not had any of those decisions to make?
Well, we've definitely had them. You know, there's been times when we had the opportunity to, just make more money or do the principle-centered thing, and we actually make less money, and we've definitely done that.
Like, here's an example that comes to mind. Let's think of some examples, like without being too specific, because we always want to lift people up. One example that comes to mind is we have had, quote unquote, big hitters approach us and ask us, hey, I like what you guys are doing. I could bring a lot of people. Would you, what do they call it? Comp me a membership? Is that what they call it? Where basically we just give them a free account because they have influence and they can bring a lot of people. Has that happened at least once? No? That's never happened? Shoot. You just embarrassed me live in public.
Okay, I missed the context. So
no, has anyone ever asked us that?
Yes, that happens literally almost every leader, not every leader, but there's a lot of leaders who that's what they do. They just get comped into everything. And we've been asked it multiple times. In fact, we had a couple leaders do that, and then they ended up joining later anyway by paying, which is the way that we want it.
Have we ever give anyone a free account?
No.
What about you?
Do I have a free account?
You first started the company. Don't you have a free account?
No, actually, that's one cool thing about our company is Paul and I pay for the products. How cool is that?
Wait, you started the company and you pay for the products.
Yep.
How?
Because
who's your sponsor?
You were my sponsor.
I'm his sponsor. So we were actually the very first two people to join our company.
Yep.
So we started the company, we made the products, and then who signed up first? That's what I want to know. Was it you or me? I signed up under him and he signed up under me.
I don't know.
I think it was me. I'm the OG.
You're the OG.
Just kidding. I don't know who signed up first. But why did we do that?
Well, one of the reasons is we feel if we are going to ask someone else to pay for the products, that we should be paying for them ourselves. So leading by example is the main reason.
Yeah, Janine says, LOL, you're each other's sponsors. That is the truth. And every month when I see my membership come out of my credit card, I'm reminded to try to make it as valuable as possible so I'm not getting ripped off.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one example. So we've never done that, even though it could benefit us tremendously and having a lot of people come in. And the hidden gold, I think, in that is that if we build a reputation of people who just have character and integrity and always follow what we believe is the true path, that in the long term, that reputation will build up and follow us around, and will create a culture where like it's just so magnetic because people know that this is a place that can be trusted. And so even though in the short term we sacrifice profitability, my belief is, and I think yours is too, that in the long run it will be way more profitable because we did that.
Yes.
So can you think of any other examples? Hey, what's up, Affiliate Jumpstart? Good to see you.
What's your name, Jumpstart?
Yeah, what's your name?
Cool.
Comment your name so you know who you are.
So I don't know if this is a specific example, but this is just another way of putting it. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that phrase, that it's not personal, it's just business. Has anyone ever heard that? Let me know in the comments. It's just business. Now, one thing I really hate about that that concept.
I don't want to interrupt his train of thought. We might forget what he was talking about, and then the whole life will be ruined. And I just did interrupt the train of thought.
But the thing I don't like about that concept is it's literally just saying like you don't care. Like the person whoever says that they don't care about the person. And so to me, making a decision that's all about making money or doing the business, or if it's going to help your family more, and that's the only reason why. So I've actually heard that before too. Like, oh, I'm doing this other thing, or I'm doing this hypey thing, or this scam, right? Because it's going to help my family. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, it's just business, just helping your family. This sounds really selfish to me. And it almost sounds like the justification of a criminal, right? And I'm not calling anyone a criminal. I'm not doing any of that. But what I am saying is this concept of principles over profits is such a powerful concept, and not to sacrifice personal relationships with people. Like if I did something and Paul's like, well, why'd you do that? And I just say, it's just business. Do you think Paul and I are going to be friends again after that?
No, not really.
Exactly. Like, why would you sacrifice such a great relationship with someone over business, over profits? And so I think business is personal. And I don't even know why we went on this side tangent, but it is personal. To me, it's personal. It's not just business. It is personal.
Gregory said our live is a little chopped going in and out.
Love it.
I'm connected to Mike's hotspot on his. All right, well, we'll close it out because this might not be coming through, but I do have one last example. Janine says, nope, sure aren't going to be friends. It's just business. Yeah. So one last little example is one of the things that we've learned in our 6 years in doing business is that talent is not the only thing that matters when it comes to working with people. There are leaders who can produce a lot of sales and therefore be profitable to the company, who may not have the best personalities. They might be like rude. They might be not fun to be around. They might be not as ethical. And so from a profitability standpoint, you've got someone who can produce a lot of sales, but they're not a great influence on the community. And like the community is harmed by that influence. There was a multi-millionaire mentor that we learned from a lot of years ago who used to have, okay, great. Sorry about that, guys. Mike says it is choppy, but we can hear you. Okay, well, we'll finish up here. But this piece of advice we got from a multi-millionaire mentor was one bad apple can spoil the whole barrel. And a bad apple can be someone who's bringing profitability to the company, sales to the company. But if you let that bad apple stay, it spoils all the other apples. It spoils the experience for the people who are there. And long term, you're not going to build like a great place that people want to come and stay. And so we have had to make several decisions in this area that were hard to make, where we've had to say goodbye to people who could produce. Unfortunately, we wish them well. We love them. We send them love. We hope that they do well in whatever it is that they do. But we had to make those hard decisions because sometimes people do business out of alignment with the principles that we hold near and dear. And in the short term, looking at it in the short term, it's like, okay, well, we're going to take a hit, because these are producers and we're going to take a hit. But long term, if we maintain a community that people love to be around, and part of that is positive, uplifting, doing the right thing, honesty, a place of trust, long term, we can take that core foundation and we believe that's hidden gold for the long term, right?
Yeah. And just think about, like, we want to develop principle-centered leaders. Now, are there leaders out there that are principle-based, that are principle-centered? Yes, they are. But I would rather build someone up to be a principle-centered leader, like Gregory on here, right there, Janine, Vashti, I see there, and Mike. And so I believe there are a lot of up-and-coming leaders out there that are not just going to be about business. They're not just going to be about getting comped. They're going to follow the principles that we believe in and be a principle-centered leader. And that's what we want. That's what we want to develop leaders. We don't want to just bring in anybody that can. I mean, think about it. There's MLM companies out there who pay leaders like $30,000 a month just to come over and tell people how great this business is. Like,
they're not even in the comp plan.
Right, yeah.
And they're doing presentations saying, look how awesome this comp plan is. Look how awesome this business is. And they got a $30,000 a month side deal. That just seems off.
I know this because I was offered that in one company before. I wasn't offered $30,000 a month, but I was offered to, if I came over, they would pay me a salary. And I said no. And good thing I said no, because that company does not exist today. Think about that. That would have just been another roadblock in my way to having success. So it happens all the time.
Greg says, I'm here for the long haul. I'm here for life. Thank you so much for that, Greg. And we are too, my brother. And it's great to be around people with a long-term vision. So the call to action for everybody here is give us money. Just kidding. Just kidding. Can't keep giving us money. No, just kidding. The call to action, we would like to invite you to always consider the idea that principles over the long haul might be more profitable. And sometimes you might have to sacrifice a short-term profit to find the bigger pot of hidden gold over the long term. We think that that's a reality, and just try to keep that in mind in all of your business activities. And we think that it'll come back tenfold, in the future. And hey, Amy, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for the kind words, Vashti. Really appreciate that. And thanks for the laughs, Janine. And Chris says heart-centered leadership. Affiliate Jumpstart says nice. And Greg says we are blessed to have Mike and Paul to teach and help us. And we're blessed to have you to teach and help us too, Greg. So yeah, the last call to action is if you want to learn more about the business model that we're building that is 100% principle-centered, because it has to be. That's our vision. Freedom through principle-centered leadership. Like, we cannot go outside of that or we are done, right? So we're kind of locked in. We've written it in stone. And if you want to learn more about what we're doing, it's very profitable, and profitable both from a financial standpoint, but also I think from a spiritual standpoint. There's so many rewards that we get in this business that are outside of the compensation plan, that pay us back and can pay you back in just tremendous, tremendous ways. If you want to learn more about what we're doing and you're on one of Mike's social accounts, check the link in his profile. If you're on my social account, check the link in my profile. Or if one of our awesome community members shared this video with you and you're seeing it on their profile, just ask them to get you some more information on what it is that we're doing. And we're happy to share it, see if it might be a blessing to you and the people you love. So Vashti says, I love you guys. I know I may not be all in at the moment. That's unacceptable, Vashti. Just kidding. She says, but I am with you all the way. I'll be back as soon as I can. Awesome. Well, we'll be back. Well, we'll be here welcoming you with open arms, Vashti. So, all right, guys, we're going to get back on the road. Any final words?
Final words.
All right. We love you. We believe in you. Bye, guys.